Hi everyone, how are you? Joe here. Nice seeing you again. If this is the first time you see me, my name is Joe, and you'll often hear me talk about my wife Marianne, and we love to do seasonal decorating. And this is one of the episodes in my fall 2019 series. And in today's video, what I'll be doing is I'm going to be creating a Tuscan-esque fall tree, and it's in the dining room. And if you saw the other parts of the dining room, you saw that I'm doing a lot of the burgundies and burnt orange and browns and so on, and it's like a bountiful harvest kind of thing. So my idea was to try to create a more Tuscan looking autumn tree, rather than the one that you would expect with a lot of colored leaves on them. There are a lot of autumn trees on YouTube right now, and they are absolutely beautiful. There are some really, really, really beautiful trees, I have to say, and it's hard to compete with those. But this one is a little bit off the beaten track. It's not so much what you would expect. It's a little bit different. Now, it's a really skinny tree, and it's like it's one of those accent pencil trees. So it looks thinner on the video than it actually does in person. But I'm filming this now, and I've completed the tree already, and I'm really happy with it because it is different. And let's face it, a lot of us, I know me especially, I'm always looking on YouTube for some new ideas, something to spark an idea, something that's a little bit different. I mean, I enjoy watching everything, but I'm always looking for that one thing that might be a little bit different, that might spark something in me so that I can create something different for you guys. I want to also take this time right now to thank Liz at Tradition by the Seasons, for giving me a shout out on her channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Liz is great. We always chat, through YouTube, and I have the utmost respect for her. She's absolutely wonderful at what she does, and she makes it a lot of fun in the process. And at this time, I just wanted to mention a few other people that are very inspirational. It's funny, this year a lot of people are doing Tuscan. For example, Kenya at Kenya's Corner. If you check her out, she's doing a lot of beautiful Tuscan things. Um, Julie, the thrifty designer, she's also doing a lot of Tuscan. Bella Designs, she's doing a lot of Tuscan looking things. Jody at Southern Seasons, Tuscan as well. And of course, everybody knows Arlene at Country Craft Corner. She's not doing Tuscan, but she's doing something really different with blues and burnt oranges. So, I mean, these are all people that I enjoy watching because they're doing stuff that's a little bit off the beaten track. And I'm not saying anything bad about anybody, because everything is beautiful. Everything is so beautiful. But for my particular taste, I'm attracted to a certain color palette and certain things. So I just mentioned those few people right there because I think they're doing outstanding work this year, and you should definitely check them out. All right, everybody. So I think I talked enough right now. So we're going to get started with this video. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, become my friend on Facebook at Designs by Joe, and subscribe to my channel if you're new, if you just stumbled on me, and give me a like and leave me a comment, and I'll be talking to you really soon. Bye bye. All right, so I'm going to take these Christmas balls. They're plastic, and I used to use them on the rustic tree, and I really don't use them much anymore. So I'm going to actually paint these another color, and the way that I'm going to do that is I made this board here, and I put nails in there, and then I bent the nails so it makes a little bit of a hook, and I'm going to hang that up and then paint that. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so there you go. I have them hanging on those nails up here, And now I'm just going to spray paint them. So there you go. I spray painted them. And can you guess what I'm going to do with them? Remember, it's for the autumn tree. All right, so I'm working on the autumn tree today, and what I had planned to do is I want to incorporate that Tuscan theme onto the tree as well. So I don't want it to just look like a regular autumn tree. I wanted to bring that idea of Tuscan in. And if you're following this story, you know that we're using a lot of grapes in there. But I didn't want to put the grape lights on because they're everywhere and I just didn't want to do that. So what I'm doing is everywhere in the room, I mean. So I have this piece of garland. And what I do next is I'm going to fix it into, like, it kind of looks like a triangle, kind of like you would picture grapes. Then what I did was, remember those Christmas balls I showed you I painted? Here they are. And what I do is, in a perfect world, you would actually remove this and then just slip them right on top. I'm not doing that because every time I do that, I lose these things and then it becomes a pain to ever use them again. So what I'll do is I'll put them on there, and what'll happen is it'll make these giant clusters of grapes like this. Okay, so I'm going to do the last one and then I'm going to attach them onto the tree. All right, so the next thing you do is you take that clump that you make and then you use the garland to anchor it into the tree. So you take the pieces of garland and you can wrap them around the branches in the tree. And just a word of advice, anchor them really well, because when people see this, they touch it because they're always like, "Oh, how did you do that? How's that done? How did I like to learn how to do that?" And they touch it. So if you don't want them to fall off, you got to really anchor them in. Okay, that's coming from experience. So again, I added this in. I have to tweak it now, and I'm going to add in white and amber lights that I twined together, and I'm adding them now because I wanted to go in between these grapes, and because I want some light in there because they're very dark. Okay, and I'll show you that in a second as soon as I get those lights. All right, so here are the lights, and I don't know if you can really see them, but I'm using amber, not orange, and white. And what I do is I actually kind of twine them together. You see, like, there's an amber, there's a white, there's an amber, there's a white, so that it makes for less wires when I go through. So I'm going to string this through, and then I'll show you. All right, so I strung the amber and white lights through the tree and also through the grapes. It's difficult to see in the video. I don't know why, but it is difficult to see. But it's very important that, and I didn't put a lot of lights on here because I didn't want it to look like Rockefeller Center. It's just, that's for Christmas. This is just like a soft glow for fall. But you really need to learn how to hide the wires, because if you want something to look professional looking, you got to hide the wires. If you have wires all over the place, it just looks like you kind of just threw them there. So, tuck them and bend branches around them and stuff like that, but try to hide the wires the best you can. Okay, so don't get nervous. I'm not using the gingerbread on my autumn tree, but I'm using some of the stuff that's in here. I'm going to use these chocolate ornaments like this. I'm going to use gold because, remember, in this room we have a lot of gold. And I'm also going to use some of these gold picks that are from, Christmas, but I'm going to make them look for autumn. And I'm also going to use this burnt orange. Now, Marianne just ordered burnt orange balls for me, but they were not shipped yet. She ordered them from Amazon the other day, and I don't think they're going to be shipped until next week. So I'm going to put on what I have now, And then if you watch the house tour, you'll probably see the addition of those burnt orange ornaments. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this with you. It's a little bit weird, and I hope you're not going to be seeing a lot of my back. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to be using these as the leaves at the top of each cluster of grapes. So I'm going to start with that first. You know, the goal here is that I'm going to try to make this like, you know, a little bit different than what I would normally do for an autumn tree or that you would normally see. And like I am using these kind of things, and we don't want it to look like Christmas. So, you know, it's got to be, I have to know when to stop. That's the thing. And sometimes that's hard. Marianne just laughed. She said, that's true. She said, just get carried away, you know. If you remembered my, the China closet when we did the Frozen last year, and Marianne went to bed and I was working on it, and it was like I was a kid in a candy store. I had so much, you know, silver stuff to use, and when I woke up in the morning, it was like, whoa, that needs to come down. And Marianne agreed when she came downstairs. She was like, looked like I had a silver fit or something like that. But let me see. Excuse me if I don't talk every once in a while because I'm trying to think. Okay, you know, and sometimes you do this and then you step back and you wind up having to change it. The thing is, you really need to like constantly walk away and look at it because it has a totally different view when you're right on top of it. Okay. You know, it's funny today. I went to the gym and I get there and one of the guys said to me, you know, you have glitter on your face. Don't tell me you're starting with that Christmas stuff already. So I laughed and I said, I didn't even know I had glitter on my face. I said, no, I'm starting with my fall crazy stuff. So he goes, oh, you're just crazy all the time. And I was like, I guess so. So, you know, they laugh, but actually they look at the YouTube videos too. But they were just surprised when they saw that I had glitter on my face already, and they figured I had started Christmas. But I assured them not yet, not Christmas yet. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. So I started putting a few of those leaves in, and I'll probably come back again and add a few more, but I don't want to get overwhelmed with that stuff. And so I think I'm going to actually, I'm thinking about the topper, so I might have to just stop this a second so I can readjust this camera for you. Okay, so see how it is? We start at the top, and then we do the leaves, and they kind of like bend around there, and then there's the grapes, and then they come this way, and they bend here, and then there's more grapes, and then they swirl over to here, and then there's another group of grapes, and then they swirl again to another group of grapes, and then they end in the swirl. So I know it's a little bit difficult, but there you go. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in these chocolate balls. And on the video, they're looking like very much like the grapes, but they don't. You know, so. This tree is really, really difficult to hang things on. And I mean really, really difficult. Like I said, you know, like I just got this tree last year for, if you saw my video, it was at the top of the steps, at the turn of the steps, and I used it for what I call the music tree. It has all the musical notes and everything, you know, with the Santa's drum and bugle corps leading up to it, and I mean, it's great for that. But like I said, it's difficult to hang things on because these things are so fat and they don't want to accept the hook, or the ornament wants to hang outside the tree, you know, so it's all right. So anyway, I don't want to keep complaining about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting on these chocolate balls. I'm not overdoing it. I'm going to put them on, a little bit of them all over the tree, and then I'll come back to you, and then we'll add some of the gold ones in, and then we can add the orange, and then we can fill in with whatever we need. So you don't want to, you know, go full out with everything right away, because you're going to take up all the space that you need with your other stuff. So, you know, you got to kind of pick and choose. All right, I'll be back with you. All right, so I have the lights off so you can see. I put in some of the brown ornaments, okay, and I'm going to add in some gold now, and then I'm going to go back and fill in again. I hung some gold balls on the tree. I mean, not many, because I want to add in what burnt orange I have. I mean, it's very sparse, especially for me, but I'm not done. Okay, so here's the tree done, and I'll tell you, the video doesn't do it justice, really. It kind of looks extra skinny or something in the video. But anyway, up on the top, you see I have that gold eucalyptus, and I brought in those curly Q things to mimic the curls off of the grapevine. And if you notice, I started to add in burgundy mums as well. So we have all the colors that are in the room here, the gold, the brown, the burgundy, and so on. I have those leaves. I have them in brown, and I have them in burnt orange. Those were from the Dollar Tree. And my large grapes, as you can see. And I'm panning down. I used a lot of these gold shiny leaves to pick up light. And I'll tell you, it has a very really nice glow to it. I wish it could capture what it really looks like. And you see all the way down, I carried all the way down. So now the only thing that's really missing is the burnt orange balls that we're waiting for from Amazon to be delivered. And I think they're supposed to be coming after the 15th. So like I said, you'll probably see them on here during the house tour. And then I just used some burlap around the bottom of the tree. So that's it for my different take on a fall tree. I'm sorry, just wish it would look better in the video, like I'm looking at it right in person. The colors are just really beautiful all together. This purple looks too dark on the video, and the other colors aren't as vibrant either, but I think you get the idea. So again, thanks for coming along and watching, and as always, you know, subscribe to my channel if you'd like, and put on the notification bell so you don't miss anything, and leave me a comment and a thumbs up if you like what I did today, and I'll be seeing you really soon. Next stop, I think, is going to be in the formal living room. I'm going to be working in there. Okay, everybody, so take care. Don't forget to friend me on Facebook at Designs by Joe, and I'll be seeing you really soon.